Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today we've got a different one for you, all around the fundamentals of Phantom, and you're going to want to stick around to the end because I'm going to share with you two potentially scary / really exciting price targets to the upside that Phantom can achieve, and I'm going to build that all through this model which I'm going to share with you, which is not using any technical analysis whatsoever. So as you guys know, I like to bring that blend between fundamental and technical analysis, so if you appreciate that, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and let's get straight into this model which I've built. So we know in the DeFi space that the most important metric is your total value locked, and this gives you a really good indication of the fundamentals of a crypto, right? If you were to look at a stock or a normal traditional asset, people always complain that, you know, cryptos have nothing tangible behind it. Well, they're wrong. When they say there's no fundamentals, they simply don't understand the metrics that they're supposed to be looking at in terms of on-chain metrics, in terms of Bitcoin, and for layer ones, looking at DeFi, looking at the dApps being built and the amount of money being locked into these systems. That's no different to looking at the number of people who have signed up to Facebook or Snapchat. These are the kind of metrics you want to monitor to see if the layer one platform which you're backing is moving in the right direction. And today we're going to be looking at Phantom. Now you're going to have to bear with me in this one, guys, because it's a little bit complicated, but it's important nonetheless that we can wrap our heads around this. So what I wanted to do was I've taken some of the biggest projects on both Ethereum and Phantom, and I've put in what their total value locked is. Okay, so let's take this slowly. So currently on Phantom, there's 5.25 billion in total value locked. And of that, 2.95 billion is in AnySwap. You've got about 1.45 billion in Geist Finance. Spooky Swap is about 0.5 billion, so 560 odd million. You've got 480 odd million in Scream Finance and 170 million in Tomb Finance. So I've just picked a selection of good projects on Phantom. What I've then done is I've found similar projects on Ethereum. And you can see on Ethereum, the total value locked across the Ethereum network is 159 billion. Okay, so completely eclipsing the Phantom total value locked of 5.25 billion, but obviously Ethereum is the daddy. You've then got in Curve Finance, you've got 18.29 billion. So just in Curve, you've nearly got 3.5 times the amount on the whole Phantom network in terms of total value locked. So for a long-term investor, this should get you excited. I'm going to tell you why, but you can also see that you need to put some respect on Ethereum's name because all these platforms have a long way to go. So anybody getting caught up in the hype, you've got to be super, super patient. You've then got Aave, which is again about 18.75. So Aave in itself is also 4 times the amount locked on Phantom. And then you've got Uniswap, which Uniswap in itself has about the same total value locked as the whole of Phantom system, right? And then you've got Convex Finance. I've added this one as a slight different. It's at 12.37 billion in total value locked. Cool. So we know there's a massive disparity between these two platforms in terms of the usage and the adoption. But when we're buying into Phantom, we're buying into a young upstart, right? No different to you buying the next Facebook or looking for the next Snapchat or WhatsApp. We want to look for something with potential that can get to that level, right? Because if Facebook has proven they can get to 1 billion users, then why can't a new social network, right? And that's what you're paying for, and that's what you're trying to find is those gems. So what I thought I'd do was, why don't we go back in time to when Ethereum was sat at a similar total value lock to Phantom. And I had to go back to August 2020. Now, believe it or not, that's not as far as some of you would have thought, right? You only have to go back to August 2020. So just over about, 13, 14 months ago, Ethereum was only at 5.4 billion total locked. Phenomenal growth. It's done a 29x since then. Okay, so hopefully that puts you into perspective. Curve Finance was only at 460 million, so they've done a 40x. You can see Aave in October 2020, so even less time, exactly 12 months ago, was sat at 1 billion, so they've done a 19x on Aave. Uniswap in August 2020 was sat at just 300 million. They're now sat at 5 billion. That's a 17x in total value locked. And Convex has gone absolutely crazy because just from May of this year, they were sat at 60 million, guys. They're now set at 12.37 billion. So this one's a bit of an outlier, but it's done a 200x on its total value locked. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how quickly this space can change and how quickly total value can really start to ramp up on these projects. What I've then done is gone, what if we could assume that Phantom can eventually reach the current potential of Ethereum? right? That's not a crazy ambitious metric, because we know the whole DeFi community is growing. We know the amount of people coming into the space every single day is growing. We know Ethereum is, projected to 3, 4, 5x from here, right? And in its market cap to grow and its total value to continue to grow after ETH 2.0. So is it ludicrous to expect that Phantom could at some point, 12 months, 13, 14, 15 months, get to a total locked value position similar to Ethereum's, right? Ethereum's done it. And if anything, we know more now. Platforms being built now have better technology, less mistakes, because they're learning from the mistakes of Ethereum. The community's growing. So this isn't a ridiculous assumption to make, right? So in that environment, if we were to expect that Phantom could equally do a 29x in total value locked, that would give you 154 billion in total value locked for Phantom over the next, 12 to 14, 15 months, right? That's if they follow the same growth plan as Ethereum. We're not assuming that they're able to grow quicker, and many can argue that they could grow quicker than Ethereum because Ethereum had so many different obstacles. We know that they had so many different challenges, and if you came to me and said, oh, look, I actually have an even more bullish case, I wouldn't dispute that. Right? So we could easily say there's a 29x there in terms of the total value locked. Now, my next point would be to say, let's look at AnySwap then. What if we said AnySwap could grow at the same multiple as Uniswap? What if they could grow at 17x as well? Well, that would put AnySwap in at 50 billion in total value locked. Similarly for Guys Finance. What if they could grow at the rate that Aave grew at? That would put them at 27 billion in total value locked. Similarly for SpookySwap, what if they grew at the speed Uniswap? They would be sitting close to 10 billion. Scream Finance, if they grew at the rate that Curve grew at, they could be sitting close to 20 billion in total value locked. And finally, if we just did a crazy one, what if Tomb Finance or a project similar to Tomb Finance could run at the speed of Convex Finance, which we've seen this year, and do a 200x? Then even Tomb Finance could be sitting at 35 billion, right? So I know that one's a bit of an outlier, but just to give you an idea of what's possible, right? Because a lot of people aren't thinking about these things. They just look at the price, they don't look at the fundamentals, and it's important that we look at the fundamentals because this is what's driving price action. And that's what I'm going to come on to now, because behind these boxes, not only do I have a price prediction for Phantom based on these fundamentals, but also we were going to want to look at first, where are we going with Ethereum? Now, guys, before we finish off this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like this type of analysis. This obviously takes time to put together, and it's a bit more complicated than throwing up a technical chart and showing you a few patterns, right? But it's important that we bring the two together. And what I'm committed to doing on this channel is bringing that technical with the fundamental. And if you appreciate that, and if you believe that's something a lot of crypto YouTubers aren't doing out there, please hit the like button, please hit subscribe, and really support this channel out, okay, guys? Thank you so much for your support. So, let's take a look at this then. So Ethereum's price in August 2020 was $423. Okay, they were sat at 48 billion in market cap, which means that when they were at about 5 billion in total locked, which is what Phantom is doing now, they were sat at 48 billion. Phantom is only sat at about what's their current market cap on Phantom? You've got about 7.3 billion, call it. Okay, so you can see almost a 7x more, a higher market cap Ethereum had at the same total value locked than what Phantom has today. Okay, so their market cap as a multiple of total value locked was 9 times. Okay, this is a really important metric, guys. And if any of you have traded stocks before, you would have heard of price to earnings multiple, right? You look for high growth price to earnings multiple. When you find a young upstart company, the next Facebook, the next Twitter, they're going to have high price earnings ratios because you're paying for future growth. Okay, and that's what happened with Ethereum. You were paying for future growth. People saw where this was going, and that's why the market cap was 9 times its total value locked. Now, the Ethereum price today, as of recording, is sitting at $4,008, and the market cap is 473 billion right now. So that is now a 3 times total value market cap to total value multiple. So it's definitely come down from the 9 times, but it's still very high. Now I'm going to show you how that compares to Phantom and what that could mean for Phantom. Okay, so Phantom price today is sitting at 2.86. Okay, so sitting at $2.86, and we have a market cap of $7.3 billion. Now, when you look at that as a multiple of their 5 billion locked already, that's only a 1.39 times. That is crazy, guys. We're trading at a 1.4 times market cap to total value locked, when Ethereum, Years ago, when there was less adoption in the market space, when there was less DeFi attention, when there was, more hurdles and more difficulties and challenges, Ethereum was trading at a 9 times multiple. So is Phantom fundamentally undervalued? Well, you could argue that, right? Looking at these metrics, you could argue that Phantom is already sitting at 5 billion in total value locked. When Ethereum was there, they were getting a 9x multiple. Why is Phantom only getting a 1.4 multiple? Something we'd have to look at. Now, then what I wanted to do was, hang on. So if Phantom was there and Phantom was commanding this old multiple of Ethereum's, so if Phantom was trading at 9 times, what would it look like? Well, today, Phantom would then be at 47.5 billion market cap. And that would mean the Phantom price today would be close to $19. Okay, let's say I'm crazy. Let's say I'm being super, super ambitious. Well, okay, what if we just use this 3x multiple, right? What if we just use the multiple that Ethereum is commanding today? And Ethereum's the old project. It has less growth potential. Phantom can grow at a faster rate, right? These are the arguments you make. If you buy Facebook today, Facebook fundamentally can't grow as quickly as a new upstart, which can grow 100% per month, right? So Phantom needs to go on this growth that Ethereum's already been on over the last 12 months. Ethereum's gone from 5 billion to 159 billion. They've done a 29x in about 15 months. So surely Phantom can go on that journey. Ethereum now needs to go into green grass. Ethereum needs to go into uncharted territory, right? They need to figure that piece out. And I think they will, and they'll continue to grow. But that leaves room for other great layer ones to grow as well. So you could argue that Phantom could, at the very least, have Ethereum's current earnings as a mature company. And if they got that multiple at 3, call it 2.97, that would give Phantom a market cap of 15.6 billion, which right today, 15.6 billion today versus its 7 billion. And that would mean we'd have a $6 Phantom as of today. Okay. So I hope you guys are following this. If you look specifically at the total value locked multiple, not only do we have an exciting journey for Phantom ahead, because Phantom can follow the path that Ethereum set, Ethereum doing a 29x in terms of their total value locked. If you look at the individual projects, AnySwap, Guys Finance, Spooky Swap, Scream Finance, these guys can really go and do the multiples that Curve have done, that Aave have done, that Uniswap has done, that Convex Finance has done. Then we can really see a path towards Phantom growing its total value locked. But more importantly, even today at its current rate, it's not getting the multiple that Ethereum was getting in the past, which was 9x, and not even getting the value that it was getting today, which is currently 3x. So even if it was to get the respect that Ethereum was getting today in terms of a 3x, that would value Phantom at $6 per share, per coin, sorry. Okay? And a market cap of 15. Whereas if you took it on its old multiple, which was 9x, which I would argue you should be looking at that multiple because that multiple was the young Ethereum with room to grow, which is exactly what Phantom is today, then you're looking at a $47 billion market cap and you're looking at an $18 to $19 Phantom. So there you have it, guys. There's my fundamental analysis on some of the amazing potential that Phantom has to grow over the next 12 to 13 years. This is why Phantom is a hodl for me. I don't know specifically which layer one platform is going to win this race, but one thing I do know is the narrative of layer one spaces are not going anywhere. If we've learned anything, is that Ethereum will continue to grow and get better. Ethereum is the big daddy in the layer one space, but there's so much room for Solana, for ADA, for Phantom, for Algorand, and it's going to be a battle of the fittest. Whoever can attract the best dApps, the best AnySwap, Guys Finances, Spooky Swaps, Uniswaps, Aaves, Curves of the world onto their layer one solution and build bridges between them so you can use all of them into, seamlessly, those are going to be the layer ones that win. And that's what we're watching play out over this next 6 to 12 to 18 months. That's the key that we want to watch. And I want to back as many horses as I can until they prove that they cannot keep up with the race. And when they do, that's when I'll be rotating out of them, and I'll make it clear in my Discord and in the community. So if you like my analysis, guys, as always, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you like this type of content, which is completely different, please let me know in the comments. And as always, if you want to support the channel, hit the join button. You'll become a member of this channel. It will really help the channel out, but also you'll get a nice badge next to your name so people can see you are here in the early days sitting at 3,000 subscribers. So if you want to do that, hit the join button, support the channel, and you'll get access to our community feed where you can ask me questions on your favorite tokens and your favorite cryptos one-on-one, and I can look into those for you. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.